Now it's time to actually review this game properly. I don't think I've been able to really review this game in the past. So sports games are interesting because they don't usually change that much from year to year. So really, whenever I base a review on a sports game, I am more critical on if the updates warrant the price difference. Because 9 times out of 10, you're better off just buying the previous year or the year before that or whatever. So before we get into things, let's just discuss. I'm going to start off with what I think the game did, I guess, poorly, if you will, or the things that are poorly. Relatively speaking, the game isn't that different from past years. Like I said, this feels and plays very similar to past year, like the past, I don't know how many games at this point. There's very little difference. So really, you are, I think, still better off getting a previous version, unless, of course, there's like a Game Pass option. Because I know that when a new one comes out, they usually take the old one off Game Pass because they want you to buy the new one. So I understand that from a business standpoint. But like I said, as a game itself, it's not changing that much. The modes are relatively the same. And yeah, the modes are basically the same across the board. Graphically, it looks the same. But they have made some changes here and there. But like I said, the game is still kind of cheesy. Like, the AI is still kind of stupid sometimes. You really do need to get on a team where there's enough people that can help you win a chip, because a lot of times you'll be carrying the team solo, and obviously the AI, the way it's programmed, is sometimes you'll go on a crazy slump and you just can't get out of it. But for the most part, when you really think about how I performed this past year, absolutely dominated. So despite the slumps, it was still decent enough to get me out of that. So like I said, the biggest criticism I can give to this game is there is not really any there's not really any changes. Another thing I could say is the packs that you unlock. Very generic. You get the same things a lot. You'll never get a diamond out of it unless you spend money and actually get a guaranteed diamond pack or something like that, and then you might get it. But they also changed it so that, gear doesn't really matter. So I'm going to go into that as a positive. So going into the positives, they obviously changed the game in a way where gear used to be the major factor in upgrading your player. Like, you could have a 70 overall, but if you had a good set of shoes or a good bat or something like that, the game would basically bump your overall up dramatically. So you could go from a 70 to like an 85 and literally just by putting on a pair of shoes. It also was the same sort of situation with skills and stat points. It was all like you had a certain skill, you had an archetype, you'd apply that archetype, but it was also limiting you to where you can maximize your players. So for example, I would always go with the speed power combo. It's my favorite, and it would end up bringing my speed to a 99. It would bring my power to something similar, like 110 or something, 120 even, depending on the situation. But my contact would usually take a hit because I don't have the gear that is accommodating that. In this game, I think it's a good idea that they only made the gear boost your perks. Yes, the perks are important, but you can now improve your base stance to higher levels, or base stats to higher levels than you ever were able to before. And I think that's very important. Because I was able to dominate even more so because I wasn't restricted to whatever they give me. Because once you get a certain number of stats, you're not able to add anymore. You know what I mean? You're just kind of there. It's all based on the gear you have and obviously what archetype you end up being. So you could obviously get the platinum versions, the gold versions of these perks, and it'll improve you. But with this one, the perks don't really matter as much. Yes, they come into play and you can upgrade them. I think I upgraded maybe 3 or 4 perks in my entire career. And I spent most of my time just upgrading my overall. Even when I was a 99, I just kept boosting stuff. And it's just addicting to get those numbers up until eventually you're just absolutely dominant. It's fun to be able to do that. So I think it was a good idea, good improvement in that regard. Obviously, the game is very addicting. I think out of all the sports games, it is probably one of the most consistent, as in it keeps giving, you know what to expect with it, as opposed to like some games they make dramatic changes to the point where like it's too dramatic and they make a new change and it ruins the thing that wasn't broken last year. Like NHL, for example, they always make a new change like, oh, we've improved this, but now you're able to hit like 1,000,000 times in a season and you have like 1,000 hits per season. But you know what I mean? It also makes it harder to, I don't know, you might bump into a guy and get a penalty. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many different things. So at least that's one thing I will say about MLB. It's always very, very consistent. So to summarize, again, not a lot of changes. It's still going to be pretty similar to past years. But obviously what they didn't change, they improved in certain little mini factors. You know, obviously by letting you upgrade your player more. The AI is still annoying to a degree, but sometimes you can just absolutely have a season, and it's so addicting. It's so fun. But obviously this game is very polarizing. One minute you're having a fucking blast, and the next you're hating it. You're like, what is going on? So it's very polarized, very love-hate, but at the end of the day, it's still an exciting series, and I like to play this game every year, so I always look forward to it. And like I said, I played this 14 different times, which is the most I ever played. So obviously we're getting somewhere, and I'm really enjoying myself with it. So based on all that, for my score for this game, I think it's fair to give it a 7 out of 10. Again, it's not a game that's broken. It's not one of those things. Yes, it's similar to past years. They have done enough to kind of make it value, a little bit more value than past years. I think if you're gonna buy like the perfect version of a game, this isn't perfect by any means, but I'd say it is improved over the archetypes and things, because it allows you to customize your player just that much more instead of restricting them to being one type of player or a two-way player in a certain regard. You know what I mean? So, but there are also a lot of things that do happen. Like I've seen a ton of bugs where the game will, you know, you'll be out or you'll be safe. The guy will be completely out and they'll call him safe, or the guy will be safe and you'll be completely out. Like you'll get the ball to the bag way before he even gets there and he's marked safe. So there's a lot of cheese, but overall it's still fun. And I feel like in terms of like past games, this is probably the best all-rounder so far, but we'll see how that goes. If anything, I could even drop the score to a 6.5. It's in that kind of range, so it's above average. It's on the good scale of it, but obviously it's not going to be winning any awards is all I'm going to say. All right. Anywho, that's going to be it for me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to leave a like on the stream. Comment your thoughts below. Subscribe if you're new, and turn on those post notifications with the bell icon so you don't miss anything I put out here on the channel. Be sure to follow my social pages: Facebook, X, Instagram, Snapchat, Discord. Those are linked in the description. If you want to get yourself a shirt or a hoodie of mine, there's a link in the description. Also an embedded feature right below the stream. You can scroll down and see some goodies I have there. Big shout out to the sponsors: DX Racer, Bones Coffee, The Ridge Wallet, Mad Rabbit Tattoo. I use the products daily. Check them out for yourselves with the links in the description. Be sure to use my promo code DANQ8000 to save it. Checkout. If you guys want to send something to my P.O. box, be open in a social post or in a stream in the future, address is right in the description as well. Finally, guys, be sure to check out and sign up for the Team 8000 membership program if you haven't done so yet. It supports the page immensely. There's 4 tiers, 4 price points. Entry level is 99 cents, so it's a cheap and easy way to get into the program. For signing up, you get things like custom badges by your name, custom emojis used in chat, exclusive video stream access, priority in open lobbies, giveaways, discounts, and plenty more. We're working our way back up through the 200s. Love to get to 300 one day again. If you guys want to help us get there, support the channel, get some cool perks to the process, you can join that with the link in the description. There's a join button below the stream, also a section on my main channel page as well. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and hopefully we catch you in the next one, all right? Thanks again. We'll see you then. Peace.
Who's the man with the plan? If you feel trouble wildin' wild on these violent and hit you 8,000. Wait a minute, hold that style is dialed in. Goddamn Billy Jack, we still riding, tires flat. I hear them sirens, see shots flying, so we driving, fire back if they ain't vibing. Lie with that, got me dressed up in all black. What up? Hood up, and I see them haters try to run with us. They gon' need inhalers. Gotta breathe them hard just like Darth Vader. Players, grab your respirators. Night invaders get lightsabered. Mask on for the shooters, move like trash to bed intruder. Got that Glock and got them woofers. Just press play, I'll keep it moving. Who is not? Still you damn fools. Keep it fresh like canned food. There ain't nothing we can't do, so tune into that damn Q. Yeah. It was never, ever a game.